Okay, so I want to talk to you about exploded views in Inventor. Sometimes we have a model like this made of a number of parts and we want to show how those parts fit together. So I've got this tube, it's got a lid and a cap, and I just want to arrange them on my drawing so that there's one showing them together and one showing them spaced out, exploded. So the way we do that in Inventor is we have to create a new file, and it's right down the bottom, it's called a presentation. So you can select that and make sure you select the standard millimeter one. And into there we've got to insert our part, or the object that we're actually going to be working on. So if you navigate to wherever it is that you've got your parts saved, bear with me 1 second. Okay, there we go. It's going to drop that in, and we've got the space. Now just think for a minute on this. Make sure that your orientation of your part, your model rather, in your assembly is the right way up. So I want my model so that it sits on its lid. So the top is facing up and the bottom lid is on the kind of on the ground. That's the way it appears in your presentation. So think about how you're arranging your part and your model in the space. Once you've got it in, it's very simple to move the components about. It's called tweak. We're going to tweak components. I'm going to leave the lid at the bottom, and I'm going to move the other two components. So if I just select one, you get a blue line. You can hold shift to select more than one. So I'm going to move both these together. I'm going to go up. So if I just drag them in that direction, they become about 50. I think I'm going to go for. Change my view slightly. So you can either just drag it or you can put numbers in, and then you can press. Okay. When you explode parts, you want to explode them along sensible lines. So obviously this one is all just going to pop along one axis in a straight line. If you've got other bits that fit on, maybe bolts or other parts, think about how the direction that they would explode in, and when they would explode. So it may be that you need to lift some parts up altogether before this one comes sideways. So I'm going to move my next one as well. So I'm just going to select that one. Now I'm just going to move them up, but equally you can move them in other directions depending on how your parts are exploding. So just think about how you're going to do that. I just need to go back to where I was. Tweak that one up 50 again. Now, any rule when it comes to exploded views is that the parts must not overlap. So make sure, if you're going to be doing an isometric view like this one, make sure when you view it from the corner, there's no overlapping parts. Okay. If you're viewing it maybe more like this, I think that looks fine. But actually, when you come back to view it in your drawing, it's going to be overlapping, and that's not good. If you need to edit them, you can. I'm just trying to remember how. Here we go, tweaks. So we've got tweaks there, so I could change that one to 40, and it's going to move it closer if you prefer the look of that. So once you're happy, you can save it. I'm just going to save it there. I did one earlier, that's fine, right over that one, not a problem. Now before we can put it into the drawing, we need something called a snapshot view, which you can create just by hitting that. You can also create it when you go into your drawing. Oops. If we go to and create it as the drawing as before, so you hit base and you then go and find the presentation file that you're going to work on. Now I've already created a snapshot view, so it's appeared. If you haven't, it'll ask you at this stage if you want to do it. So that is what I want. I'm going to maybe make it a wee bit bigger, and then I can drag it and drop it into my drawing. So there I've got an exploded view. One thing, you get these little tails, which I don't think are particularly attractive. If you right click on the drawing, you can actually tick that and hide those tails all in a oneer, so it just is now showing you that view. If you wanted to change the orientation of it here, let's say I wanted to see it inside the other way, then you can create another snapshot view, which is now view 2. If I go to here, I could insert that and select the other one from the list here. So I've now got it the other way up. So there's lots that you can do when it comes to displaying these exploded views. I'm going to hide my trails again, and if I wanted to, you could make that into a shaded view, add some colour to it, or whatever you want. So when you come to do your wall display, you will need to create an exploded view, and hopefully that video will help you to do it.